Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk about the uh, privacy or the lack of privacy in this type of environment. I'm in China, and uh, there's there's things that we take for granted in the United States that other parts of the world they don't have it. But you all know that. But it's hard to understand um, why and how that relates and what it means. That's what I'm going to try to talk a little bit about. Um, it's and this is what's really puzzling uh, is the way the words are one thing, what they say is one thing, what they mean is it's something else. I don't know what it means, and what the goals I don't understand, and I don't understand the benefits, but uh, I mean benefits other than for the government. Government's the only thing that benefits, and I'm talking about the privacy type issues, and the thing is, in the mentality of the people, it, it's community. This is something that they really build a big thing about the community and the importance of the community. And I've always known that. I thought I knew what they meant, but when I'm here and I'm in it, I understand a little bit more. And what it is, when it comes to community, um, the community is the most important thing, the people of the community. And I'm not talking, I talk to community, I'm big time community. But I'm talking about the community, you know, like here it'd be our floor, or it could be our building, or it could be our block, depending on the circumstances on how big this community is going to be. But for sure, the community is only as big as I can be involved in. Let's say let's talk about Oklahoma, where I am in Oklahoma. It's I live. There's 400 people that live in my community. Uh, One way I look at it is where I am, and there's a house across the street, and other than that, everybody's a little further away. In a way of hundreds of yards. Now, some places out in the country, there'll be maybe your neighbor might be a mile away, or even further, depending on where you're at in the country. So the community, for me, I would say just right there in a couple, 200 or 300 yards, is my community for any kind of emergency right there. Or the next would be the whole 400 people. It's not that big of a community anyway. Then it would be expanded out to the county. And, well, not to the county. It'll be really to the rivers and the creeks and stuff, the natural borders, because other than that, they're really out of my community. But it could stretch, depending on what's going on, it could stretch throughout the county. That now it wouldn't stretch to Tulsa. I'm outside the Tulsa area, and my community would never stretch to the Tulsa area. Okay, uh, because it's way beyond anything. What could I possibly do? And it's too far in the way of miles for me to really, I can't help them, they can't help me. Even if we had a tornado, uh, we wouldn't we wouldn't really get the help from Tulsa, So it's a little different. Okay, now here, the community is here, not the floor or not the building. No, when they talk community, they're talking about this area. When I talk about when I'm out videoing and they call the police because I'm making a video, okay, they're considering that's their community is out there. Or it could be even, 20 miles, like I say, we're 5 million people here. They consider that 5 million people part of their community. The people living here, they consider them part of their community. So they answer to the community. And that 5 million is part of another, across the mountain ranges, there's another 5 million. I think when I came from Chongqing, I think that's 5 million. So that's part of this community too. You see what I'm saying? The community is kind of like what we would call the government. The government, it's an identity. It's not realistic. It's that's why. Okay, I work for the government. The government. It's an identity. It's not anything physical, I guess you'd call it. That's the way they look at the county, is the way it'd be like I say, the government. So, but they don't call it the government. They call it the community. And for the safety or the best, I don't know, not safety is not the right word, for the best for the community, they will give up their privacy. In other words, I haven't done nothing wrong. You want to come look in my house? Come look in my house. I haven't done nothing wrong. See, nobody here does anything wrong. And now I don't know. I haven't been here long enough. I don't know a lot about what's going on here. When I was in Cuba, it was a little bit different story. Now, because Cuba was closer to where I was brought up, I know more Cubans. I know more what was going on, all this type of stuff. It was different, but they still used the same community. The whole idea, as an individual, you're not important. So it's okay for you to go away. That's okay, as long as the community benefits. As long as you don't want to hurt the community. See, that was their mentality in Cuba also. And I talked about in Cuba, for one thing, they didn't have hotels, so you sleep in people's homes, and they would make reports on you and stuff like that. So I'd be sleeping in the middle of the night. I'd be laying in my bed, and the door would open, and they'd come in, and I'd be watching them. And they come in, they look around, they'll look at my stuff, not completely take everything out of my suitcase, but they'll look through my stuff, and they'll do that 2 or 3 times a night. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. What do they think I'm doing in the middle of the night besides sleeping? In other words, my privacy meant nothing compared to the importance of the community. It's kind of the same way here. Now, I haven't caught anybody coming in my room in the middle of the night, but I know they do go into your room when you're not there. They do it. And the reason I know that is I've seen them, not in my room, but I've seen them do it in other people's rooms. So, and there's nothing wrong with it. To them, what do you need privacy for? When you're home, when you're in your room, then they'll knock on the door. They'll be real nice. But when you're not there, they'll knock on your door, and if you don't answer, they'll just come on in. And but that's what I've seen them do it. So I know it's done. I've heard it. I've heard people say that too. So and I'm not saying that they're going to steal anything. Now in my particular room, they have a place to lock stuff up. So that's one good thing, I guess. But if I know about it, I'm sure they know about it too. And if I got a key for it, I'm sure they got a key for it too. So, it's just kind of different when it comes to your own individual personal privacy. And like I say, in their thinking, well, nobody does anything wrong. So then, if nobody does anything wrong, well, then you should be able to do like this. So you have no personal rights because you are part of the community, and that's why it's, like I say, it's illegal for even the police to touch you. Nobody can touch you. And I remember I told you in Guatemala it's illegal to hurt anybody, but they still do it. But here they don't touch. I think I told a story about that too. But anyway, about a lady that the police touched her and she got more money for her property. But I talked about that here, and that's how I learned you're not supposed to touch. So, and that's what it is. No one can touch. And that's why when they came to me, they didn't. I don't know if I was arrested or not because they didn't arrest me, but they didn't touch me, but they told me to go to the station. So and I thought, well, I guess that's the way it has to be because they can't touch me, they can't arrest me by putting their hands on me. So. I guess when you got to go to the station, does that mean you're arrested? But I don't know. Like I say, this privacy thing is a little more complicated than what I even imagined. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.